Hey everybody, so today I'm going to actually post a video that shows me doing some work on my minis. This is going to be the, I guess, second last step of having these guys finished. Today I'm going to talk to you while I am putting on the wash, the GW wash. Other than that, like up to this point, I've already gotten all the details done. This morning I was able to take some time and get the green on their knee pads and elbows, finish up any touch-ups. I'm pretty sure I got all of the details I need to get. I'm just gonna leave it at that. You know, like if I find that I've missed something when I do the next sprue that has the same models, I'm pretty sure it has the same models, I'll just fix that up then. But I added the little bits to their helmets, the little what do they call it? It's like camouflage strips and you know, to help them hide in the bushes and stuff. What else did I do? I got like the holsters, straps. I think it pretty much got everything done. So I'm just gonna do the wash now, and hopefully I got everything. Anything I missed that's, you know, glaringly obvious, I'll just of course fix that up later. But for now, this seems they're ready to go. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. So I think they're at about the same point that this guy was before I gave him his wash. So there we go. This is Citadel Seraphim Sepia shade, very much similar to the Griffon Sepia that I used to use, but I have a nice you know, half full bottle of this, so, or even more actually. So we're using this so I can be consistent. I'm gonna get my is this my wash brush? Yeah, this is, I think, my wash brush. It's just a Curry's local art store brand. One of the brushes that, you know, have been flayed kind of, so it's no longer good for detail work, so I just use it for washes now. Alright, let's begin this. So while I do this, I'm just going to talk about today's question. Today's question is, how old were you when you got into painting and modeling and gaming and collecting and all that? So when I was younger, of course, you know, being a kid growing up in the 80s, I always played with my G.I. Joes, the little guys, the 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joes. You know, totally obsessed with that, of course. Collected it with my brother, my older brother, and he had like a head start on the collecting, so he got like the older guys, and I had to get the newer guys, which was fine by me because I liked, you know, I was just having fun. I was collecting, you know, some great models. I'm gonna turn this around. Yeah, it was, you know, I was a kid, and that's what we did back then. So as I got older, I collected different toys, and when I was a teenager, it was at the height of my interest in World War II, and that's when I started collecting the 1/6 scale 12-inch figures, the ones that I showed you in the video a couple days ago, which I'll show again as well. I'm gonna, you know, do a bit more detailed video of that. I don't think this is the brush that I use actually. It's not big enough. Here, let's use this one. So yeah, that's better. I started collecting the G.I. Joes, and because I was collecting the World War II ones, and I collected some other ones. So like I collected some of the Star Wars ones at the time, the Hasbro ones. They weren't that good, of course, but I was collecting a few from the company was called Dragon Models, and they still do models these days, just not the same. I don't think they do. Oh, I think they do 1/6 scale still, World War II guys. But other companies crept up, and eventually this one company called Sideshow started producing figures, and they were producing like Universal Monster ones, so like the Werewolf and Dracula and Frankenstein, those guys. This isn't the brush either. Okay, new brush. Sorry. So they started producing. Let's use this one. They started producing World War I models, and they just kept going, and eventually they started doing Star Wars models, figures, not models, sorry, figures. So then I started that, and that was like, you know, went all downhill from there. A number of years ago, I forgot a detail here. Shoot, the ammo belt on the back of this guy's neck. I did in the front. I painted it in the front, but not in the back. So yeah, then I started collecting the Star Wars ones, and then they started with G.I. Joe, and I have some Aliens figures from the company Hot Toys, which is even more expensive. But I've been collecting those guys for years and years. Anyway, so that's a little different. But that is like part of my hobbies. And the World War II guys are, you know, I was very interested in World War II at the time, and I really liked collecting those World War II guys. And yada yada. Years later, I'm still collecting them. Not so much the World War II ones anymore. Although once in a while, I'll buy something that's out of not Star Wars or G.I. Joe, Real American Hero G.I. Joe. Like I got a Winston Churchill. I have him on pre-order. He's going to be pretty cool. I think they had a Roosevelt, and I didn't get him, but I think I'm going to pick him up. I like, I'm a big history guy, big history buff too. So stuff like that's, those guys are going to be really cool too to add to the collection. I have like Abraham Lincoln. I have a Napoleonic soldier, and I have from Dragon and Dreams DID. I have a Black Watch guy. I've got some World War I guys. So historical stuff is great. Anyway, so I used to collect toys, and I used to play games that most kids play. Monopoly or Risk. Is I guess the closest to what games I play now. And Shogun, or Samurai Swords, is I think the original name. I played that in high school, and it was lots of fun, and I got really interested in playing games. But then after high school, I kind of stopped because I didn't go to university with many of my friends, especially the ones that played the board games and stuff. Some of my friends from high school played GW games, but at that time I wasn't into it yet. I wasn't into minis or painting or anything. I don't think I had ever really painted a scale model. I think I had collected a few. I bought a few, and even when I was into the World War II stuff in 6 scale, I did pick up a few models, but I never went very far with them. Some of them I built, some of them I didn't even open. I saw them in my closet at my parents' house. I saw them a few weeks ago or a few months ago, and I'm like, oh, I remember those, and they're just staying there doing nothing. So maybe one day I'll pick those up and work on those, but probably not. Anyway, so actually, interlude. What I'm doing here, I'm just slathering on the wash. I'm not being too careful. I don't want it pooling too much, but in some areas I let it pool a bit. I just want it to cover everything. It gives the jack bone a nice yellowish color, very much like the uniform. I think it turns out pretty well. That's the front. Look, what a difference. You probably can't really tell. I'll take pictures when I do the next sprue. I have different ideas of what I'm going to do the next sprue, but you can see the difference in the color already. I think it turns out great. Anyway, so I was playing those board games in high school, and then come university. Oh, sorry, that's my washing machine. It's I think it's 50. It's like 50 years old. Honestly, it's oh, hold on. It just means it's changing from filling up and washing to, I don't know, washing some more. I have no idea. It's really old, and I need to buy a new one. But especially, I can't imagine how much energy it's using, and I'm kind of an environmentalist. That's like the worst thing for me. Anyway, I was playing those games, and finally in 2005, I guess it was the end of 2004. I'm not even sure. I found this magazine that was doing like a bit of a review or a preview of Days of Wonder's game Memoir 44, and I was looking at this. Was a historical magazine, so like a history, World War II history magazine, and it had this article on this game that looked really awesome. And like after it's been years since I had played a board game, a war game. And I thought the idea was great, so I did a search online. I went to Days of Wonder's website, and on the forum there was a posting for this guy in Toronto, which is where I live, and he had just started this gaming group called Canucks Amok, and they're going to do war games. They're going to play war games. They're going to meet every month. And I thought it was so cool. And it was actually, he was meeting at a library not too far from where I went to high school. So I knew the library, and I was really excited. So I joined them on their second month, and I met some really great guys, played some really great games, and eventually that led to me being a prolific board gamer. Like I said the other day, there were times when I was playing 90-something games a month regularly, 80 or more games a month. It's craziness, but that was my hobby. That became my real hobby, and I became very much into it since 2005. And eventually I met some guys that played minis games, and Andrew especially, who I'm still playing with to this day. He somehow convinced me to get into War Machine, which I had been looking at because I love the look of it. I love their magazines. Privateer Press's magazine No Quarter is just a fantastic magazine. And he convinced me to get into it. I got some mercenaries. I later on got pirates because I love pirates as well. I love a lot of things, and it's bad for a guy like me. I just love so much, and I get into so many things. That's why I have so many different armies on the go and game systems on the go that I can't focus. I'm not a focuser when it comes to hobbies like this. So we got into War Machine, and ever since I've been playing minis games. So it wasn't until I was an adult, and whatever year War Machine came out, I think that's when we got into it. I think maybe not right away, but very close to right away is when we got into it. So that's how long I've been playing games. I have to check it out. 2000 and I don't know, 6, 7, 8, no, probably 2006, 2007, one of those. Yeah, and that was it was all downhill from there, really, because we started playing that, and then a few years ago when Warhammer 8th edition came out, I started playing that. I got Island of Blood, and oh man, I ever since I've been just buying and buying and playing and playing. I'm just gonna go back over the faces now and just make sure all the faces are nicely highlighted. Anything else that I missed? Oh, not too dark. Yeah, so pretty much thanks to Andrew, I'm just obsessed with this stuff, and I've got so many armies on the go. But it's okay. I've paid him back by getting him into new games and new armies. So we feed off each other. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. Oh, these guys are looking so good. Yeah, so that's how that's worked. I got into gaming, I guess, 2006 or 7. Malifaux came out in 2009, and I was right on board with that. The local store, Maple Mart, which not too local, it's the other side of the city, but it's one of the top stores in the city. I talked to the owner, Steve, and he was going to carry it, and I said, hey, you know what, how about I buy it and I demo it? So he gave me a bit of a discount on the rule book, the first rule book that came out. I got 2 starter sets, the undead hookers and the cowboys that face undead people. And I put them together, I played them, and I kind of painted them up, not very well. So I don't include them as my first painted models. Yesterday's question was first painted model, I wouldn't include those guys. It wasn't until last year, 2012, that I actually officially finished Mini. So it had been 3 years. Almost 3 years, probably 2.5 years since I actually finished a model. Oh, these guys are all done, by the way. So, yeah, just a few more touch-ups on the faces. If I have to touch up anything, I'll do that later. Anyway, so yeah, I got into Malifaux. I'm gonna put that up here. I got into War Machine, Warhammer, all kinds of other games. So I was an adult. I wasn't a kid, and I know a lot of people did start as kids and came back to it later. But I started late, and that's okay. I don't mind. I'm making up for it, I guess, with all the crap that I'm buying. I'm even looking into Ancients already, because again, history buff and the idea of playing Ancients is just fantastic to me. So yeah, I've just been collecting and painting so much. So I don't know. I guess it all ties back to my love for World War II, and then getting the 1/6 scale figures and playing games, and then I united those kind of two hobbies. Thanks to looking at that World War II magazine, I found the forum that got me the gaming group, and again, downhill from there. So that's my history. That's my big long ramble. I think I'm at like 15 minutes. Oh my goodness. yeah, these guys are painted now. There you go. Or washed rather. So they're gonna be dried, and tomorrow I can de-sprue them, attach them to their bases, start getting the flocking on, and get a head start on the Germans. So that's my update. Happy day 3, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well and enjoying their challenge and enjoying all these videos, which I am. Today I got a chance to look at a bunch of videos, and awesome job, guys, on your work. I love it. So keep it up, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye.